So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us where they actually have it.
They've got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. His throw incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 28. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Grover Stewart forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he'll be out right at the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Wentz going to give this to Taylor. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The broken tackle, but couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On play action, Wentz. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Jackson on 1st down. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another 1st down. To throw is Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Odafe Owe in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. And that's incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Looking for Campbell downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. They go play action with Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Carl Joseph. There he goes left side. He's at the 40. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now Wentz. Flushed out right. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll fake the give to Taylor. Now Wentz. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
2nd down and goal. Wentz. The pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in coverage.
That ball is caught. It's Doyle. Touchdown, Colts. Jack Doyle. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Buying time to it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Grover Stewart able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 37. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
1st and 10, Taylor now. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think...
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the